one of our favorites here on the Rich Eisen Show, who's kind enough to join us fresh off of the big Week 2 win in the Coliseum against the New Orleans Saints. Los Angeles Rams safety, Eric Weddle. How are you, Eric?
Rich, my man.
How are you,
Doing
brother?
Great, bro. Doing great.
How has it been to be back here in Southern California after your Baltimore jaunt that you had, Eric? What's it been like for you, brother?
It's been great. It's there's nothing like California. When you're born and raised in California, you can't take California out of you when you've been here your whole life. And I love my stint in Baltimore. I still miss everyone there and miss my old teammates, but I'm a part of a great organization, a great team culturally. And shoot, man, we just off a big win. And now we're on to the next one.
What's it like when you hear on the sideline that Brees is hurt and maybe he's not coming back? What does that happen for you, Eric? How did that spread yesterday?
Well, we didn't have any idea until we saw Bridgewater come out. I believe the third or fourth series, whenever Brees went out, and it's kind of a shock. You don't, as a player, you don't really know what is going on with Drew. You're hoping he's okay. You know, you don't wish any ill will on anyone that you're playing against. You always want to be out there with the best and competing and so forth. And you see Teddy out there, and honestly, you kind of have to reel yourself back in, and you just bring the guys together and let them know, like, look, no matter if Drew's in there, Teddy, or anyone else, we got to go out there and focus, concentrate on every play, and play our style of game. Because you can easily get wrapped up in the whole backups in there. You can kind of be at ease. You're not as focused, and then gosh, the backup goes in there and torches your defense, and now you're in a game that you should have been playing well, and you're in a tight game late in the fourth quarter. So I'm glad and pretty proud of how we responded in those circumstances and came away and played well throughout the whole game.
So is it, again, I know you're new to the team, but this is your 13th rodeo in the NFL here, 13th season, so you obviously have the resume. Is it your job on this team to be the one that pulls everyone together, Eric?
No, I mean, I don't look at it as my job. It could be anyone. It's a very unique group. Like we all have personalities. We all work extremely hard. We all have each other's back. So, and no one's above the defense. No one's above getting coached. No one's above getting. If I need to get told, hey, you better step it up, or you need to make this play. Like it's a very genuine, real group. So I just think in that moment, I just wanted to reiterate to the guys, like, look, man, we got to play even more at another level now that Bridgewater's in. To get this thing rolling in our direction, so we don't have a step back. And the way the flow of the game was, it was in balance for much of the game until late in the third quarter. So we just had to keep the pedal down and keep the focus, and that's what we did.
Eric Weddle, Rams safety here on the Rich Eisen Show, and I don't know if it was obviously maybe them having a little bit of an issue with their starter being out or not, but it was just a 60-yard from scrimmage day for Kamara. I'm wondering what you guys did to bottle him up, Eric.
Well, I thought our run defense from the onset was paramount. It's been a point of emphasis from last season. First half of the season last year we weren't very good. We shorted up the second half of the season, but it's been a key emphasis to be good on first and second down. And if we get to third and longs, man, let our guys work, let our back end work. And when you got the best player in the world on defense, and you got edge rushers with Clay and Dante and Brockers, I mean, you can't just slide the line to AD every time. And if you do that, we got one-on-one matchups that we can win. So I think we had a great game plan. Wade, the more I'm around Wade, the more I'm impressed and realize you don't stay in this league for over 40 years if you don't have great game plans and you don't call great games. Because you can have a great, brilliant mind of defense, but if you don't call the game at the right time, call the right plays against the right formations and plays that the offense is doing, it doesn't really matter. And with Wade, man, he's always on point. He had a great game plan for us to go out and execute and take away somewhat their best players and make the others beat us, and that's what we tried to do.
Well, you mentioned two people right there. I want to pause and hit on a little bit more with you, Eric Weddle. You mentioned AD. You're referring to number 99 in your program, number one in the fans' heart. That would be Aaron Donald, your back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. You've gotten him from your position. You've got a front row seat right behind what he can do. Where does he rank for you? You've played in the back end of a defense with some terrific players, Eric, on the defensive line. I wonder where he ranks for you.
He's the most gifted, talented, best player at any position I've ever played with.
Wow.
He does things in practice and in games that honestly no one in the league can do. And it amazes me, but it also puts in perspective of how hard he works, what a great teammate he is, what a great leader he is. A pro's pro, and it translates to how successful he is in the games. Just an amazing person, and I kid you not, bro. I'm not caught up in all the hoopla. I've been around this game a long time, and he's literally one of a kind on that front that can do things. I mean, you get in a situation like yesterday, they had like a 4 or 5 yard run, first down, and then second down, he goes in there and makes a TFL for a 5 yard loss, and now we're back to 3rd and 10, or realistically it could be 3rd and 1 or a first down, and he makes just an incredible play from his explosion, from his athleticism with his hands, how strong he is, his balance. Like he's a joy to play with, let me tell you.
And then you mentioned defensive coordinator Wade Phillips and his vast history. He's also a national treasure, Eric. I've been around him away from the field. He's a national treasure. You got a good Wade story for me, Eric, that you can say on the air here?
Yeah. He, I wear the mic on the defense, and we go through the calls every day and throughout practice, and he pulls me aside after one of the periods, and he's like, "Hey, Eric, everything good out there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know what's funny?" I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "You're going to be dreaming of my voice at night. You know that?" I said, "You're probably right, because I hear it about 50 times a day." So he's comical. He is. He's a joy to be around. But he when he's serious and when he has a point to be made, I mean, the respect that he commands without doing anything is pretty impressive.
And then, on the flip side, you've got somebody as youthful as McVay. And when I heard that you were signing with the Rams, Eric, I'm like, that is perfect. Not only is it Southern California, but I just would think you and McVay would just be, hand in glove. And I know he's the offensive guru, and it just seems to be a perfect fit with you and the head coach of the Rams. And I'm wondering if you got a good story on that front, too. Here.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's as real and genuine as they come, and he just gets it as a head coach. He just gets how to get the guys going, how to work them, how to back off. Obviously, his what he's done offensively and changed the game of what he's done over the last few years as offense coordinator and then the head coach. It's really impressive and unheard of, the success he's had, but it comes from who he is and the culture and the the standards that he set. The standard is the standard, and really taking it day by day and getting the best out of it. And it's just funny that this offseason, funny story with Sean. He really took ownership of the defense and really diving in. And honestly, I kid you not, like, it wouldn't surprise me if one day down the line, however many years, that he's both the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator of a team one day, because that's how smart he is and how he really has learned and grown as a coach, not only to help him as offensive coordinator, but really we'll be at practice and he'll be like, "Hey, your technique was wrong on this play where you're supposed to be this leverage on this call and this check." And he's just like another defensive coordinator out there because he knows our defense inside and out, because he literally took every day to learn it. But a side story, because I'm rambling on, is
go for it.
There are times in the off season or training camp where I'd be like, "Hey, we think about doing something like this on defense. We could really manipulate this," and he'd be like, Let me think about it. And he turned away like, that's a really good idea. Let me come back to you. So
that's not a bad imitation.
Like that, where
that's not a bad imitation.
He would agree with me on the side, but have to wait to get around the bushes about it.
I love it. A couple more minutes left here with Eric Weddle. So, how far can this team go, Eric? Walk me through this here. What you guys are talking about?
I mean, this team went all to the Super Bowl last year, so. The experience and what you learn. I've never been to the Super Bowl, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the AFC Championship, and there's still things that I can learn from a lot of these guys in this team, and there's still things that I can give to this team. But anything is possible if you give it your all, right? If you take it 1 week at a time. The whole cliche, but honestly, the way this team, the dynamic, the mantra, the mental focus, our leader. There's no reason why we can't win it all. That's the goal. That's been the focus since losing that Super Bowl and the additions you've made with this team, with Les getting the guys in here and the draft picks and building this team the way it's been. We got to get lucky with injuries. The ball has to bounce your way at some point. But I like our chances. I like our chances of going against anybody, that's for sure.
All right, and before I let you go, I follow you on Twitter. We follow each other. We sometimes communicate through that as well, Eric Weddle. I saw after you get off the field, there seems to be something that one would think a 3-year-old would eat, not a 13-year veteran in the National Football League. But birthday cake, ice cream, broken up Rice Krispies treats, birthday cake, muffins, Fruity Pebbles, sprinkles, and marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
You tweeted this out.
Yeah.
But it's not your birthday, Eric. What? I don't get this. It does not compute here. What's this?
Everyone has their vixens per se. Mine is sugar and ice cream or candy.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
I don't. I'm all ball during the season, and it started years ago, where I just wanted to sacrifice something during the week for the team to try to make myself individually better and sacrifice for the team. And so during the week, I don't eat any sugar or sweets or ice cream.
Okay.
And then if hopefully we win, and on Sunday I smash as much ice cream, candy, everything in sight to make up for the week and to reward myself for all of the hard work and sacrifice. So that's really how it started, and it's created its own phenomenon now. And I enjoy it. I love the family. The kids love it. I love it. And if I'm eating a bunch of ice cream, that means we're winning a bunch of games. So yay for me.
Exactly. So what's your Monday night looking like? Because this is a self-scout here a little bit. Because you're heading to Cleveland next week. I assume you're going to be watching the Browns-Jets, correct? This evening?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watched their first week's game last night. And going to start watching, just break them down a little bit today, and then obviously watch the game tonight. And dive into them more the rest of the week. So it'll be good to sit back and relax and watch the game and enjoy it from afar, but also get ready to match up with those guys. They got a lot of great players over there, so it'll be a fun game.
All right, Eric. It seems like you've gotten out of your car and going into the rest of your day. I really appreciate you taking the time with me. You're really one of the best. I hope this is a regular occurrence. You back here on this show, brother.
You got it, buddy. Anytime. You know that.
You're the man. That's Eric Weddle, Rams safety, at Weddle's Beard.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.